Music Worldwide with Dan Blake.
Yes, it's your boy Fuse ODG, and you are of course watching Dan Blake TV. Make sure you subscribe.
Music Worldwide, Dan Blake TV. Right about now I'm here with the Grammy award-winning Ghana heavyweight artist, Fuse ODG. How you doing, sir? You alright?
Man, how you doing, bro?
It's good to see you again.
Nice one, man. G. Yeah, man.
Love. Let's get straight into it, man. I want to know the definition behind Fuse ODG. You know, the actual off-the-ground movement.
Fuse ODG stands for off the ground. Off the ground is the family, the team that I work with, consisting of many different talents. And yeah, I mean, Fuse ODG on a mission. I'm an artist, also revolutionary. You know, everything that we do it with a purpose. And yeah, just dropped a new album, new application. You know, just self-love revolution. You know, encouraging our people to love and embrace themselves, and developing love for ourselves as a continent and as a people.
For real, and you know, talking about the name, you know, there's a P-Man, a friend of mine, P-Man ODG.
Yeah, right.
Old school.
Yeah, old school, man.
Yeah, so
P-Man.
Yeah. So I want to let the listeners worldwide just to go back a bit, go back to those days there. You know, linking. How did you link up with people like P-Man in the off-the-ground movement and stuff like that?
Yeah, I mean, people like P-Man, Gizmo,
Gizmo,
they're like family. You know? People that I started with in music.
Yeah.
And yeah, we've just grown up to become a family, I guess. But those were like the original, you know, members of Off the Ground. And we would be doing shows like underground shows, uni shows, and it was just so exciting. You know, the excitement level was just different. Even though we weren't even getting paid, most of the time we don't get paid. If we get paid, it's some little change. But it's more the excitement of just jumping on stage and seeing people's reaction to our music, you know. And that's what really, to me, one of my main, you know, motivations to want to carry on making music, because of the feeling I had when I was on stage. You know, so definitely, big up P-Man, big up Gizmo, man. My G's there from back in the day, you know. I saw Gizmo a couple of days ago as well. It was nice.
He reminds me of like the original Snoop Dogg kind of energy.
He's funny,
Gizmo, man. Big up Gizmo, P-Man. But with them, I remember in the early days, you used to produce quite a lot. So material.
I used to produce. I still produce. And I still, you know, even mix my songs as well.
Okay.
Cause I mix the Zonto, I mix the Antenna, you know what I'm saying, like all of that. So definitely, I'm very much. I've always been involved in my music, and I'm very much instrumental in, from the idea process to the actual product. You know, so definitely, I'm still active.
I remember you made an early record. I think it was a P-Man mixtape called "On Our Mind." Do you remember that one?
I produced that one.
Yeah, I used to love that one.
But you taking it way back.
Yeah, we got to let them know about the journey, the early beginnings to where you're at now, bro.
Mitchell days.
Yeah, so we're just giving a little insight into the early days. Moving on to what you're doing now, you're doing so much, man. So tell us about your heritage in Ghana. Whereabouts in Ghana is the family from?
I'm from Kumasi, the Ashanti region.
Okay.
Where a lot of warriors are from, you know. But yeah, definitely very proud of my heritage. Made me who I am today. That's why I'm so passionate about Africa. You know, that's why I'm so passionate about standing up and fighting for my people, you know. So definitely proud of who I am, and I'm forever going to be representing Ghana, forever going to be representing Africa, you know.
For real, and that has shaped and influenced you, you know, in the music, would you say? Yeah,
100%. That's why you hear the sound that you hear. I mean, I grew up in London, I also grew up in Kumasi, so you know, those two worlds together is what's made Fuse ODG what you hear now.
And we do a thing on the Music Worldwide, and we call it the language check, you know. So, you know, Tree is the language of Ghanaian, you know. So give the people in worldwide, give them a slang or a couple of terminology that you use that people may not know.
It's the same means how are you. We always say Chale. Oh, Chale. Chale is like man, but we say it a lot. When you're disappointed, oh, Chale. When you're happy, Chale. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's quite a funny slang. I remember a story of Ed Sheeran being in Ghana, and he was like, Fuse, why is it a lot of people in Ghana are called Charlie? I said, oh, no. It's just a term, because he would even see signs saying Charlie. That's everybody in Ghana called Charlie. I go, no, it's a term, you know. It was quite funny, actually.
Yeah,
but yeah, Etiseng is probably one of the most famous ones. How are you? And Aquaba. Welcome.
Okay, brilliant. So we just checked in with the language check.
Come on.
Straight
also,
from the man
you
himself.
can listen to Boame, myself and Ed Sheeran, you get to learn some tree on that song.
Wow, he was excellent with the way the pronunciations.
Exactly.
Did you give him some serious practice?
I mean,
he was
willing to learn and he got it.
Wow, you know, because my mum was super impressed, bro.
Yeah, it is impressive because even the flow of it, even if you're Ghanaian and you're good at tree, it's not easy with that flow. Yeah. But he killed it.
And you know when the mums, he's Ghanaian and the elders, you know,
she
respected him. She respected him to the fullest now. Trust me, bro. The new African Nation album is out now. Yeah. On the way here, I've been seeing the billboards everywhere.
Thank you. Yeah.
It's out. It's doing things worldwide right now. You know, the launch party was ringing the other day at Cargo. You had the whole scene come out for you, man.
Yo, it's beautiful. It's good to see Afrobeats get that kind of support in the UK. You know, we've come a long way.
Yeah, for real. And the energy was good in there. You know, you was on the stage breaking down the album. Yeah. And let's talk about the album. You know, I've been listening to a few tracks on there. Some of my favorites. You know, songs like, you know, I want to get straight to the starting point of the album though. What was the song that was the start of the new African Nation album?
So the first song was Breath Here featuring Damian Marley, the son of the legend, Bob Marley, and this Breath Here means come home. The idea of that song is Africa, Caribbean coming together, working together as a people and building. And kind of coming home physically, mentally and spiritually. So when you hear the song, it showcases life for a black man or a black woman in the West. And you know, it just lets you know the struggles that we go through. And someone like Damian Marley, he's a voice for the Caribbean, and he talks about how proud he is of, you know, being of African heritage. But would I be welcome if I come home? You know, a lot of people feel like, where do I go? You're saying I should come home to Africa, but where do I go? And that kind of, Damien kind of hits that point in the song, and it's a good dialogue between myself and Damien, and it has sparked so many conversations, even in the conferences that we've done in Ghana. We did a New African Nation conference, and a lot of the things that came up was we need a map for our people to be able to come back home so they know where to go, and that's something that we're working on, and that all came from this dialogue between myself and Damian Marley. So when you hear the intro of the album, it lets you know what the mission is about. So Breath Here sets off the album nicely, and it lets you know that let's go.
And you mentioned that, man. I feel like with Ghana, the infrastructure, like tourism wise, could be better. Like, you know, for instance, when you show up at the airport and you want to get on a bus or something, you don't know where to go and stuff like that. So I feel like that could be definitely something.
There's definitely work to be done in the motherland. It will take all of us for us to put that structure in place and make it happen. But we first need to love our back. We need to love our heritage, our, you know, who we are as a people, in order for us to even want to make that change. You know, so but it's happening.
And you know,
ongoing.
I feel like, you know, with Breath Here, I feel like there's, you know, I'm a UK. I was born here. You know, I've got Ghanaian descent. But I feel like there's a lot of Africans here that, as you said, I feel like they need to come home. More need to come home and build small. You know?
But even when you wake up in Ghana, wake up in Africa, it's a whole different feeling when you wake up here.
Trust me.
Just because the sun is so godly, like it just gives you a whole new energy. You know, and a lot of people can confess to that and actually let you know that it's very good for the soul. And there's also opportunities there. So definitely.
That's it, man. That's it. And you know, with you know, Damian Marley, you know, were you in the studio together when you like?
Yeah, we were in the studio together. Actually, the idea was started in Ghana, and then I linked up with Damian in Miami in his house. So we actually recorded in his house studio.
Wow.
Crazy studio, and we spent a lot of time together. We spent a whole week together. You know, we made some great music, and Breath Here was obviously like one of my favorite songs that we made. It was very spiritual, and we had lots of conversations before that song was made. You know, so the song is so real to the conversations that we had, and he just nailed it perfectly, and he's like a hero of mine. So just watching him in the studio was like a dream come true. Like seeing how he was recording and everything was very inspirational for me.
Wow, like what kind of writing process was it? Were you guys freestyling?
Yeah, it's more of a freestyling vibe, but from the conversations that we talk, the way we speak, you go on the mic and it's literally from the vibe of what we've spoken about, you know, so it's more of a freestyle kind of thing rather than writing.
Okay. And what was like, say for instance, not to go into it, but like, was it like a gem of advice he may have gave you in the studio sessions? Just like
too many. There was way too many.
Sharing.
From sharing the story of his dad, and sharing his journey as an artist, and letting me know the kind of decisions that he made, and he feels like maybe he might have done it differently if he could go back, but he's still happy with the decision he made. It's just that now that he's mature, there's certain things that he looks at differently. So it was so nice hearing him talk about his journey and me learning from it, you know, especially for someone like Damian Marley, who I really look up to. His album with Nas, Distant Relatives, was like a Bible to me, you know. I love every single verse in that album, and I learned from it. So to hear him talking about even the process of making Distant Relatives, and then hearing his feedback on my album New African Nation, and him being inspired by it, was just phenomenal for me.
Wicked. And you know, on quality, you know, it's a
Raise
big
your
record.
hand, you know, royalty.
You know, it's an uplifting song.
Yeah.
I feel like the theme is, you know, black excellence. You know?
Yeah, no, 100%. It was about black excellence. It's about, we've been through so much as a people, but we're unbreakable because we're quality.
Yeah.
You know, and it's just a reminder of how strong we are as a people. You know, so now quality is becoming, you know, a classic, one of my favorite songs in the album. It's got a lot of great feedback on that. Thank you. Appreciate it.
You know, and you reference like Wyclef Jean, Marcus Garvey, Bob Marley, Fela Kuti. So it's definitely, you know, it feels, you get that energy and vibe from it, man.
Yeah, man. It's
authentic, man.
It's a reminder of how much of a great quality we are as a people.
Yeah.
Regardless of all that we've been through, we still have love, we still have strength, we're still moving. And referring to those people, they've done a lot of great things with their lives, and I had to, you know, show love and, you know, give credit where it was due.
That's what's up. And I'll be thinking about it.
Thinking about it is deep.
It's a deep record, because I was listening heavily to this record, and let me just break it down what I felt from it. Like, I feel like on the record, like you was touching about suicide in quite with a kind of up tempo beat and a catchy hook. But you're writing the message within that. So kind of like it's got like a double vibe to it. Like,
everybody takes it differently. There's people who've heard the song and they said, you know, they didn't want to take the easy road, which is like, I don't know, selling drugs or something, but they want to do the right thing. Or I've heard women say like, I don't want to be an Instagram thought, you know, for somebody to be sponsoring me and traveling across the world. I'd rather work from my home, you know, because there's so many roads in life that some of them are shortcuts, but it doesn't mean it's the right thing to do, and some of them is the long way, but that's the right thing. So which way? And the song talks about, I've been thinking about the shortcut, but it's just thoughts, because I'm not the type to go through that road. So, you know, it's people take it differently, and of course, like what you mentioned as well, you know, mental health is crazy. You know,
it's crazy.
A lot of people do contemplate suicide, but it doesn't mean that your thoughts are you. You know, just because you've been thinking about it doesn't mean it's you. It's just your mind has been thinking about it. You know, and that's where it stops, because that's when you have to now take control of your mind and understand that that's not you. You get it? And you, of course, you take the right measures, surrounding yourself with the right people, and just being strong to be able to carry on, because it's not easy, this life that we're living, you know. But with, you know, the right mentality and the right people around you, you can get through.
And you know, Red Rose, you know, that's a big one of my favorites. Man.
Really? Wow.
Yeah, I love the vibe on that.
Red Rose is the kind. I actually performed that song on a boat cruise in Miami, and
it's
it was
got
crazy.
Energy, bro.
Yeah. And had lots of Puerto Ricans on there. Yeah, so it's got that kind of energy that makes people want to salsa and have a great time, man. So the album's got the different vibes and the different energies, man. I'm glad you like Red Rose, man.
That's a big record.
Yeah,
it's a big tune.
It's very
big.
Yeah.
So that's just about like how that record came together. Like that.
Man, Red Rose was actually recorded in Ghana.
Okay.
And it was more influenced by kind of Spanishy Latin kind of vibe. And yeah, I mean, and it was recorded in the motherland, so of course it has the Afro vibe to it. It's kind of like Afro Latin kind of vibe. And with this album, I wanted to just hit the different types of genres and vibes. And Red Rose just taps into a whole different world of Afro beats, but with a Latin touch.
Yeah. And what kind of producers were you working with on the album?
Yeah, so Red Rose was done by Kill Beats.
Kill Beats, Kill Beats, yeah.
One of my main producers who's done a lot of my songs that you guys know. I worked with yours truly. They're from Amsterdam. I worked with Arjun, RG, and he's someone who I've worked with from a long time ago. He did Red Rose with Kill Beat, even he did Antenna with Kill Beat. He did Rwanda, one of my first songs. So and he did Quality. So the guy Arjun is good. Who else? I worked with Harmony. Harmony he's from the UK, but he's based in LA right now. He's done a lot of music for like Trey Songz and all of those people back in the States. But yeah, I think those are some of the producers that I've worked with. OT, who's like my guitarist, he played on Thinking About It. He produced a lot of songs as well. His guitar and skills is phenomenal. Like, he's so special, and he's based in Ghana, and he pretty much worked with me on most of the songs and album.
And there's some big records also that give a quite nice energy and uplifting vibe. Outside of the Ropes. Yeah, it's a big tune. Feeling the vibe on that, and you're collaborating all night long with Steph London.
Steph London, that was crazy as well. Big up Steph for showing love on that album and coming through for me. Yeah.
What was it like bringing some of the UK artists, to Ghana, like Steph London, Lethal Bizzle or stuff like that?
Yeah, so we did Tina Festival. It's been a vision that we've always worked to put into action, and it finally happened end of last year. In fact, it was the 4th of January it happened, and you had people like Bizzle, had people like Bizzle, Steph London, Skepta, Koja Fun, Sneak Bow, Sarkodie, Joey B, D'banj. It was crazy. It was a crazy lineup and more. But the idea was to bring all these people from across the different spectrum of the world, and for us to connect on this one platform, but on the same mission of, us working together as black people.
Yeah. I mean, the new African Nation movement, what's the growth that you want to see ongoing from now to say 2020?
Yeah, so the first album was more about, it's called This Is New Africa, it's more about changing the perception. Yeah. This album is New African Nation, it's more about turning things into a reality. So that's what the nation is about. Everything is tangible, from the school that we're building in Ghana, to the dolls, the Nana dolls, to the festival. Everything is tangible, basically, and the clothing line as well. So definitely that's what this album is about. But yeah, moving forward, it's everything being tangible.
And you're working on great things. The school. Tell us about the school.
Yeah, we were building a secondary school in Akosombo. We've already done a primary school, and it started as an orphanage. Over the years, it turned into a primary school because everyone from the community was coming to it, because there was no other affordable school in that area, because we were not charging anybody, but wherever you can contribute towards the school. And they just got to an age where they needed a secondary school, so we're now building the secondary school. We're raising funds for it, using our resources and the people that we know. So yeah, when you come to Ghana, if you want to be a volunteer, we can take you to the school, you can help out.
That's it, and it's something I want to do. I'll be pledging, definitely. I'm coming out in July.
So, yeah, I'm probably going to be there, so we'll link up.
Yeah, definitely, 100%. That's big things. You got the Nana dolls, that's out in Ghana as well.
Nana dolls, African dolls, this Barbie dolls. Yeah. It's like, why was there never any like proper beautiful African dolls?
That's it.
They're not just dolls to play with. They're based on the educational, because they're based on historical African women. With the African print, it just look like proper queens. There's one over here. They look like queens. You know what I'm saying? This one's in the handbag. Based on a woman from Zimbabwe. There's one called Nanaya, based on one from Ghana. These kids get to learn about their history in a playful way.
Yeah, this is it. This is it.
She looks beautiful. Yes. It's reminding them that they're queens. So
that's what's up.
We'll be doing Action Men as well.
Hey, it's coming. Yeah. I've got some of the merch on me. What have I got? I've got something on me actually. I've been carrying it around.
Really?
I've got something there. I can find it. So I got my. I got my Nana.
Got a Nana share.
This is it. So
Nana
tell them about
butter.
the share butter.
Yeah,
I got it going on.
It's
you know.
pure share butter, pure share. It's nothing. It's not diluted or anything. It's it's a lifestyle.
Yeah.
You know, anybody who loves Africa, anybody who's proud of being African, we need to be using our buying power, but buying in our own community.
That's it, 100%.
You know, as black people, as Africans, we need to be giving money to each other. You know, we need to be helping to build, you know, the continent. And that's all part of it. It's about providing for the lifestyle.
That's
you
what's
know,
up.
you wake up, you use your share butter, you wear our clothes, your kids got the dolls, you know what I'm saying? So that kind of lifestyle, you know.
Yeah, man, it's nice because even at the launch party, my guy, you know, he's got a daughter. He bought a couple of dolls, nice, you know. I said, yeah, man, your daughter buys something straight away.
Man.
You know, it was nice. This is the random question section. So, if you had the world's attention for 30 seconds, what would you say, bro?
Love yourself and love others around you. That's it.
If you were on, okay, this is a throwback question, yeah. So before you were famous, bro, what was the one lyric that you could memorize?
Fuse. That's it.
Okay, cool.
And it carried on up to now.
I love it. So if, for instance, yeah, you was going on Come Dine With Me, yeah, which 3 Ghanaian dishes would be your main? We're talking.
Okay, jollof, wache, and probably we'll take it as deep as like palm nut soup.
Palm nut soup.
Yeah, because that one that's a lot. That'll be the ultimate. You know, we'll start with the jollof, we'll do the wache, then we'll do because the palm nut soup probably have it for muto. Yeah, the rice ball. Yeah, man. I'm a crazy chef as well, man. So I would have shut down the whole thing with that last one.
Shut down vibes. So what's your thoughts on it? Are you a kenke man? Yeah, kenke banku or fufu man?
I prefer out of kenke, banku and fufu. I pick fufu.
Yeah, fufu.
Any day.
Yeah.
Kenke sometimes, you know. So it'll be fufu banku then kenke.
Okay. You see, but are you an original fufu like maker or you know proper?
The pounding thing. I want to be easy. But
back home,
but to me, I can pound, but you know, just watch your hand.
That's it. Like,
but I love how our culture's like that. How you know, the real fufu you have to pound it with they call it a pistol, like it's like a stick. You pound it, and we have the wajo. What's the wajo? It's was it a mortar? Yeah. So it's like this round wooden thing, and you know you pound it. So it's like the whole family, you know, are working on this food. You know, like maybe the women are making the soup or whatever, and the guys are there like just pounding the fufu. So it's like everybody actually works for it. So when they're eating it, they appreciate it because everybody worked hard on it. Because you're sweating when you're pounding. And it's a beautiful thing when I'm at home and everybody, we're all working and I'm there trying to pound and I'm almost gonna, you know, chop somebody's hand off, like, but I know that works for it.
That's it, man. It's a big garden skill there, right there, fufu making and stuff, you know.
Can you pound it?
You know what? When I was there in July, I actually let my cousins deal with it, man. I just filmed it for the Insta to show people the level.
He's one of the Insta guys, you know. Like, he did it for 10 seconds and he stopped.
I got tired. I'm not gonna lie, Charlie. But next time round, I'm ready. I'm ready to go in. Still, I'm ready.
We need to do like a fufu pounding challenge.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, man. Your thoughts though on a bit more of a serious matter going on UK wise, like you know the knife crime epidemic's crazy over here, and I believe that when I'm in Ghana, I don't know the energy I feel like when I'm in Ghana. I feel like I don't feel this. I don't see or hear or feel this energy of this kind of thing happening in somewhere like Ghana. Why do you think this kind of thing happens in somewhere like here about young people?
Knife crimes happen everywhere worldwide. It's just the media just chooses to focus on a small fraction of what's happening here, and they blow it up, and they tend to blow up the ones of, you know, of ethnic minorities, which is quite unfair because, you know, those same ethnic minority groups are doing amazing things as well, but they choose to just focus on those negative ones. I mean, yes, there is some truth in some of the things happening, and we are doing something about it, you know, in terms of like working with young people and that. But it's also, you know, someone like Akala who I was with a couple of days ago.
Great guy.
You know, when we're discussing this, like the media just has an agenda to just choose to portray these negative, you know, things that happen, and they like to blow it up. and it's not really fair, you know. But you know, we have to tell our own story, and we have to let them know that listen, we have successful black people who are doing their thing, and you know, there's a small fraction of this happening. Why is it that we just keep picking on this and just blowing it up? You know, let's work on it, but we don't need to blow it up. You know, so. But definitely, it's just all about us in terms of the little truth that's in this. It's about us working with the young people, keeping them constructive and just keeping, just teaching them to love themselves. Because if you love yourself, you love your brother, you love your sister, you wouldn't attack your sister, you protect your sister. If you know you're a king, you're a queen, you protect. You're supposed to serve your people if you're a king. If you're a queen, you're supposed to serve your kingdom. You know, those are the kind of things that we need to teach our kids from young, and that's why things like these dolls and these action men will be doing is so important. We need to remind them from early that you're supposed to serve and protect your people, you know.
You know, that was a great answer, man. And you know, there's some big Ghanaian artists out there that I support, and you know, I love what they're doing. That I've had on my show in the past, like the Stone Boys. Just give me this. I'm gonna mention the name. Just give me your feeling on them, Stone Boy.
On Stone Boy.
Yeah.
Big up Stone Boy, man. He represents Ghana. I love his music, of course. I love his energy. I love, you know, when he's on stage and everything. He's one of the people that I always, you know, shout out when I'm talking about, you know, Ghanaian artists. You know, people like Stone Boy, people like Sarkodie, people like Shatawale, people like Joey B. You know, all these people, man, I have so much love for.
Do you rate Afia?
Afia, of course. I was in the studio with Afia. On my last Ghana trip, man. We got some fire coming up, so big up Afia.
Big up Afia, can't wait to hear
man,
that.
There's a lot of good people doing it. Big up Feli Nuna. New acts, is killing it.
Maybe something coming with Manifest, possibly.
I've just done something with Manifest, actually, a couple of weeks ago.
Love it.
So that's coming out soon. It's a very big song. It will touch your soul.
Yeah, man, I love it. You're working with a lot of big Ghanaian artists.
Yeah, I'm with them. I'm with all of them. They all come to the house, we chill, we spend time and everything. For sure.
What's it like being, you know, having a house back home in Ghana and stuff? How do you?
It's a good feeling to own it, because you genuinely own it. It's not like the Queen owns the land or anything. Like, you own the land. The land is actually yours. There's no, you know, there's no questions. Like, you can come and own land and you can build whatever you want. You don't need to go and get planning permission from nowhere. You can build whatever you want on your land. You know, and I love the freedom of being able to own your land and build your own kingdom. You know, and you can see. I love seeing my brothers building and building it to the vision that they have in their heads. So you can do the same too. You know, come home and let's build together.
You know, it feels good because, you know, me and my mum, we got a nice place in Accra, and it was like, I remember when I went there in the summer, like, we just got the, you know, the skinny barbed wire system. It's got the nice, before we had like the bushy one, and we got the nice lined one, and it's beautiful, man.
It's still power.
I felt so, like, you know what I mean, empowered doing it. It felt nice, you know what I mean?
And that's the thing, you can build wherever you want there. My studio, I built it from scratch with a local carpenter. You know, when you come to my house, you see all the things that's been built from scratch, and it's so nice to be able to do that, have the freedom to do that. Here in the UK, planning permission a couple of months before, they might even turn it down. Crazy. If you're lucky, it might get approved, and then you take it from there, and then the labour cost is even ridiculous.
And I know that you're a powerful man. You know, you've come from in Ghana, the way you're viewed is powerful, man. So on the political side of things, likely on a few issues in Ghana that I noticed when I was in Ghana, like, what's your thoughts on like the lights out problems, like with the lighting and potholes and the roads driving wise? I feel like those
I mean, I've been going to Ghana for years now, and you know, I've been seeing the change over time. Of course, it's never always at the pace of what we want to see, but at least, you know, slow progress better than no progress. So definitely, I've seen an improvement over the years, and I'm very proud, you know, of what Ghana has achieved over the times that, you know, I've been going back and forth, you know. But of course, there's a lot more work to get done, you know. But they'll get there, you know. It's an ongoing journey, and we all need to build together. You know?
And I've got a fan question, man. This lady wants to know, I watched Anonymous, when are you going to get married?
When am I going to get married? God willing, boy, soon. Yeah, I want to have kids. I want to have kids, man. So, hopefully soon, because I want to have kids, and I kind of want to do it the right way, you know.
I hear that, man. And what was it like just to the Grammy situation? What was that? What did that feel like, man?
It's crazy to write a song with Ed Sheeran in East Legon in Accra, Ghana, and then for it to get a Grammy award, you know, on a project Divide, it's crazy. You know, it's just surreal, but that's what it is, man. I'm thankful for it. You know, big up Ed Sheeran.
That's what's up, man. And just last off, man, I just want to know, like, what has been the most the best moment in your career so far?
It's hard to pick a best moment, actually, but definitely being on that mobile stage. You know, mobiles were not really showcasing the African category on mainstream TV, but you know they did when I won mine.
Yeah.
I even performed and everything was very epic. I performed over the years as well. But yeah, it was just nice having our mainstream TV and Africa being showcased so beautifully. That was a moment for me. That was so beautiful for me, and that's something that will always stick with me in the speech that I gave and everything. You know, that was a very important moment for me. So that's one of the moments that really stick out. And of course, charting for the first time in the UK was a big deal. Antenna being number 7 in the charts and selling like 50,000 in 1 week. That was so surreal for me.
Oh, crazy.
You know, so there's definitely a couple moments that it's amazing.
You're an artist that's around a lot of good artists in your circle, like initially right now. So there's people like I've interviewed before in the past. I feel like just one collaboration I'd probably like to see, man. Maybe you, Dundee and Tracy Selassie together on one record.
Me, Dundee and Tracy.
That would be hard.
Me, Dundee and Selassie. I'm seeing Selassie tomorrow actually.
Yeah.
We're gonna go to the studio.
Sick. Like, I think she's a star.
And
man.
Dun, I was with Dun a couple of days ago.
Wicked.
Yeah, I'm sure we're gonna do something.
Yeah, man. I hope so, man. I hope so. That's definitely. Do you have any aspirations, like to be like a big label boss and stuff like that?
I mean, I already have my label.
Yeah.
There's so many things that we're already working on. It's just about continuing to build in Africa.
That's it. Okay. Yeah. Love, man. So Fuse ODG, Dan Blake.
Yes, man.
Music Worldwide, Dan Blake TV. It's been a pleasure, man. You know. Any last words?
It's a worldwide movement.
Jeez.
Dan Blake, let's go.
Aye.